All right, welcome. Today we're going to talk about ellipses. So ellipses are sets of points where the sum of the distance to two given points called the foci is constant. Okay, let's sort of give ourselves a little bit of an idea of what's going on there. So let me draw, of course, a picture. So, okay, all our ellipses are going to be basically straight. They're not going to be like any slanted. So they're all going to be either oriented up, down, or sideways. And you'll see what I mean when I draw them, I think. So there's an ellipse. Actually, not a bad one. Let's move it a little bit. Okay. Uh, okay, let's go ahead and draw in here. So what's going on here is this, let's say this ellipse has the equation x squared over a squared plus y squared over b squared equals 1. Okay, and so if I have this being the equation, okay, then this point here, which let me move it just a little bit up. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, this point here is the point a comma 0. This point here is negative a comma 0. Okay, this point up here is 0 comma b. And this point here is 0 comma negative b. Okay, and so what we have is we actually are going to have a couple of points here on this axis. And the way we know that it's on that axis, it's on the axis that's bigger. Okay, so the foci, these points are called foci, are on the axis that's larger. Okay, and these foci here are given by c comma 0, and here it's negative c comma 0. Okay, and we're actually going to have that a squared equals b squared plus c squared. Okay, now the way that I remember the order is I remember which number of these should be the biggest. A should be the biggest number here, okay? C is less than A, as you can see, right? C is between 0 and A, so C is less than A. So A should be the biggest, so that's the one that's going to be on its own, okay? And then you just have the b squared, okay? All right. We could also have a ellipse oriented up, down. Okay, let me draw it like so. Way better at drawing ellipses than it is at drawing circles. And the reason is, of course, because if I make mistakes, it'll do it. It'll fix it. Okay. Put that down a little bit. There we go. That looks okay. Okay, and in this case, if it's oriented this way, it's going to be, the a is going to go with the y. So y squared over a squared plus x squared over b squared equals 1. I didn't make up the way they write it. That's just the way they do it. They always put the a on the axis that's longer. Okay, so In this case, our foci are going to be here and here. So this point would be 0, comma c, 0, comma negative c. Okay, and again, we're going to have a squared equals b squared plus c squared. Okay, so again, the foci are on the axis that's larger. Okay, so these are the sort of basic forms for the ellipse. Okay, again, the way to remember this is to remember that the foci in some sense should be inside the ellipse. So that means that it should be inside or it's less than the a squared. Okay, all right, let's get to some problems next video.